Hi you guys, welcome back to Generation Acres Farm. We got to do something so fun recently and I just cannot wait to share it with you. We have been following Justin Rhodes and his family for I don't know how many years, 5 years, maybe 6 years now. We've been watching his videos. We have learned so much from his videos. I mean, most of what we do here on our farm, we've learned from him and his family and the way that they do things. We love the regenerative farming practices and the permaculture and things that they teach about. And just been really inspired by his family and the way they, again, run their farm. So one of our dreams has been to be able to visit his farm. We don't live that far away from them, and so we thought that it was possible that maybe one day we would get to. Well, a couple weekends ago, we were given that opportunity to go to his farm for the day. We got to do chores with him and his family. We got a farm tour, and we got to learn more in depth and also just see in person all the systems and things that they have in place there on the farm that make all that they do possible. So I'm excited to kind of take you along, just show you some clips from the day. It was really such a fun day. There was about 100 people there, and we got to connect and meet with other people who we're all kind of pursuing the same thing, which is really fun to not feel like the oddball out when people learn about what you're doing and trying to farm and grow food and all of that stuff. It was really fun to just be with other people who get it. And there was also a special guest who showed up, which was super exciting, so I'll share about that in the video as well. So we got to the farm when it was still kind of dark, and it was such a beautiful drive in, the mountains, and then it was just the neatest thing to pull down the road and then see their little house, and it had smoke kind of billowing out of it from the wood boiler that was heating their home, which they share about on their channel, and then the windows were just kind of glowing. It was just such a beautiful sight, and I kept saying to my husband, I feel like I'm on the set of a movie. Like, we have watched this family almost every day for 5 or 6 years. And every little spot that I would see, oh, the spigot or the old milking stanchion where they used to milk the cows, or the garage, or the steps that they, you know, they go down every day. It felt like I was on the set of a movie. It was super cool, just really neat to be there. So we started the morning with chores once everyone got parked, and so I got to go into their greenhouse and feed their chickens. I got to check out their pigs that they have in there and chat a little bit with Justin while we were in there. And then from there we moved on to the cows. We watched them milk the cows, and he talked about his setup with that.
Cows, subordinate cows will not pass a dominant cow.
Oh.
See? You gotta get the boss man out first, and then the boss lady, and then the sheep.
He's looking at everybody to say, what are these people doing? It's so muddy there.
Good day. It's all about systems. We have a plan. We get all the cows out, and then we put down the wood chips. And nobody's in here to bother us. You know, this is a recurring theme, isn't it? The cows don't have the internet. They're bored to death. And if they're in here with you, they're gonna bother you. So get them out. This is the big excitement of the day. Tell you the truth, kids, you smell anything? No. But then I thought he had a great comeback, didn't he? Did you guys hear his comeback? We call it the smellless system, because it smells less than other systems. So, but this better smell less, because that's my bedroom right up there. But if you're gonna milk a cow every single day, that's a visit. You're gonna be visiting that cow every single day. And so permaculture design would say, get that close to the house. So we have put this, she butts her head out. You might let me milk her today without getting kicked. Okay, see, now we're good. Where's that brush? I'm gonna hustle and get her. She's gonna get bored if she gets unhungry, you know? You know how when you get really hungry?
We got to hold the little lambs that they currently have, which was super fun.
Just be getting all up in there. That's the I know.
And then from there we made our way over to the pigs, and we got to see the new area that they just cleared in their 100 days of building a homestead, I think is what they called it. So we got to see all that new space that they cut by hand. They cleared the area by hand with chainsaws, and we got to see where their pigs were up there. Scott got to help feed the pigs. That was super fun.
Even if it's not moving enough or something, I don't. You know, water finds a different way that's easier.
You're not getting enough flow rate.
Yeah.
Keep the molecules turning.
Okay, that. And then, so we'll run it through this big pipe. And this afternoon in North Carolina, mostly it gets up to 40 in the afternoon, and everything thaws out, and we'll go turn back on the water to the pigs. So everybody listen to this pipe as you walk by, and you can hear the water run through, staying unfrozen and always clean.
Yep.
Go through the top, or is it my ground out?
It's ground out a little bit.
It's still enough.
Well, the black one is not electric.
Yeah, right.
So actually, it's not grounding out right here.
Here. Hold on, over.
It might be grounding some with that pine.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But it can ground some.
So what size charger do you use?
Let's double check on them.
And then after that, we all kind of went back to their barn. Not like the animal barn, but they're like event barn. And Rebecca had made some delicious muffins, and there was coffee and fruit and things there for us, which was really, really nice.
That's pretty good, organic.
Yeah, I've always been.
Oh, Spartanburg's getting warmed up. Hey, he flew off the handle. He went nuts. Yeah. He flew off the handle. That's where this is coming from. The axe head or the moth flying off the handle. So don't anybody chop this way, okay? Go this way.
Do you have your axe?
Come on, you want my hatchet? I'm not cutting logs with that.
Everybody's watching. Yeah. Everybody's watching.
Get the big heavy mold.
Hey, you know what the...
I was one made out of a ball peen hammer.
So I bought, there was one like that size, and I was like...
You know what the best entertainment is?
I'm like, I bought the other one.
Watching somebody else work. Is that why y'all watch my vlog so much?
Yep.
It makes us want to do something.
There you go. Dave's got it.
How small you want?
I'm afraid.
Have fun. Just stay warm. That's small enough. Hey, somebody was asking me.
So we all hung out there for a little bit, and then around 9 o'clock we headed out for the farm tour, where we went to each, their gardens and their greenhouse and the cows again and pigs again, and he just talked about the systems and why they do things the way that they do them. It was super insightful and helpful to see in person.
Have you ever had chickens inside? Okay, and then have you ever put a leash on or a sweater on a chicken? Okay, we only got a few ladies left. She's jumping up down with the chicken. We've only got 2 ladies left. 3. Okay, I think I got you right here. I got you right here. Have you ever lived inside the chicken run without leaving for 24 hours? She got trapped. Okay, I got you. I'm still the ultimate crazy chicken lady. Okay.
Have you ever worn a chicken suit?
Have you ever worn a chicken suit? That's a good one.
Have you ever done a chicken dance?
Okay. I will tell you, we had some old lady chickens once, and we didn't have time to process them. We had plenty of meat. We're like, let's just give this to a crazy chicken lady. So we put them on Craigslist. This lady came, and she started talking to them and petting them, and it almost started making me feel like she was acting like she's going to rescue these chickens. Oh, we'll get you home. What? Yeah. And we went to the car. I was looking for the crate. She didn't have no crate. She put them in the back seat. I was ready for her to take out the seatbelt and buckle up. Now that was the crazy chicken lady, next level. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna start at, we're talking about permaculture homestead. the idea of permaculture is to make the connection between the things. So we don't just have chickens over here and then gardens over here. We have them working together. And one thing permaculture teaches us, that's one thing it teaches us, make connections. Another thing it teaches us is to have things close to the house according to how many visits. So think about how many times, if you want chickens, if you want gardens, how many times do you visit those things? So chickens, theoretically, you can let them out in the morning, put them up at night. That's 2 visits a day. So that's over 700 visits in a year. No wonder, after 10 years, that's 7,000 visits. Is that right? Am I doing math in public again? Okay. I'm laying in the bed. It's at night. And I just got into that sweet spot right before I go into sleep. I'm feeling real good. And I hear this, Justin.
You feed the chickens.
How does she know I'm awake? Y'all been married a long time. How do they know you're awake? Or they don't care. They just start talking to you, right?
That's it.
You better respond, boy.
It don't make no difference whether you're awake or not.
That's right. You better respond. I said, what? She said, did you put up the chickens? No. And I try to go back to dreamland. She said, well, are you gonna? And that might have been a nudge. And I said, sometimes I wish they'd just die. That's the confession of the crazy chicken lady. It's been 7,000 visits, okay? And the chickens were further out. It's not so. Rebecca was supposed to come get me out at 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock, something like that.
Rebecca is coming over to make sure you ain't telling no lies.
She slept in. So you know what I did? I tried to tap the.
He was like this. He was standing, so I was like light. Like we never slept in like this, so it was shocking. He's standing like this. I was staring out the window.
I was trying to muster the world's energy to wake her up. I had no way to communicate with her.
It was hilarious because
There's no cell phone reception out here. I can't be texting her.
And I opened the window. I was like, sorry, we slept in. We'll be out there right now.
Partly because of boredom, but also I was getting exhausted. I was sitting there in this chair, and these chickens started congregating. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna eat me. And they will. Don't lay too still long too. And you know this, don't you? They will eat you. They're little savages. Do not turn your back on the chickens. Little dinosaurs with
tell him
feathers.
what he slept in? He got this little cot that had a tent, so they couldn't get him.
Gotta watch out for the little raptors.
It was.
Okay, what was my point?
Called you a chicken.
Oh, chickens are relentless. They work all the time.
Oh, they work all the time. That's right. So they'll be scratching this work, and they like it. It's not torturous to them. They love to get out and work. So we're gonna. That could be a problem. You know, there was a time when we wanted to decorate our landscape with beautiful animals and chickens, and let's free range the chickens and let them find their own land or find their own food. And that was all fun and games until a beautiful one comes out barefoot and gets all evil chicken poo between her toes. Okay, then that's no more fun. Okay, but you can turn that evil chicken poo into holy chicken squat by directing that, turning that problem, which is wild manure everywhere, to a solution by saying, oh, I'll put the manure in a place where they can make compost. Keep the pig fence on. They will test it all the time. Anybody got pigs? Yeah. You know it. They always test it.
I was genuinely clapping. That was well done.
Yeah, you cannot. You ever heard a pig? Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. You like it now. Backfire on him. He's not running away. They're a lot of fun though. Have you ever petted a pig?
Do they bite?
It's like, oh yeah. It's like petting a brick. What was I saying? We got these 2 chickens. They flew out. It's that whole idea of, well, we can't expand by buying more property. We better just make what we have work. This is not ideal property. If you guys look behind you, this is just crazy ravine. It's insane. We're a little dark here, maybe because that's the south. Those trees are going to shade it a little bit. It's sloped. It's not terrible over there. That's great over there. We have some old shacks built. You're going to be dealing with that.
So then after we finished up the farm tour, we all kind of headed back to the event barn again. The food truck had pulled up for the grass-fed burger lunch, which was so good. So Justin had this idea to take this massive log from a tree that they had cut down, which they estimated to be around 1,600 pounds. That's what they said. And he wanted to see how many people it took to lift it. He made a really funny YouTube short about it on his channel if you want to check it out. But at one point he handed me his vlogging camera and I was vlogging for him while he tried to help lift the log. And then we ended up all hands on deck helping. And I ended up in there helping to lift the log. We finally got it lifted. It was just kind of a just for fun kind of thing. I felt like it was a little bit of like almost like team building or icebreaker, I don't know, something. It was just fun.
Yeah, Austin. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Now we're gonna need everything.
Okay, now boys, all we're doing, we don't want anybody to get hurt. Is just lift it up to waist and put it back down slowly. What do you think?
How about just get it off the ground?
Knees is fine. 12, do it.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Everybody. We got it. All right, we're there. We got it up. Good job, guys. How's that feel? Totally.
As a fun surprise, Jessica and Jeremiah from Roots and Refuge Farm showed up, which was so fun. I actually said to my husband like the week prior, I was like, you know what would be super cool is if Jessica showed up from Roots and Refuge Farm while we were there, because I've always wanted to meet her too. So it was really fun when she showed up. We were able to talk to her a few times and talk to Jeremiah quite a bit. And it was just a lot of fun to get to speak to them in person and talk to them about some of the things or questions that I wanted to ask.
This is Nacho. He's our breeding stock. He's our male breeder. And he's got a couple of withers. Wither is a male lamb that has been castrated. And they keep him company. And he can't get to the ladies. We want to time it so they are born, so the ladies are pregnant in the fall. October-ish, they're pregnant for about 5 months. We like them to be born about January, and then we can have harvest. We don't have to push babies through the winter. We harvest them in November. Anybody here a vegetarian? Okay, people will come here and they might be they'll come and you can tell, oh, they think they're cute and they're really admiring this. They'll say, oh, do you eat the, or you know, they're kind of like a little afraid to ask this. They'll say, do you eat the sheep? And I'll say, no, but we eat their babies. And rest. Okay? And then the other reason is, and we want the grass to be able to come back. If you leave the sheep or the cows out here to eat whatever they want, they're like a kid at a buffet. They're gonna go and eat all the ice cream. And they're gonna eat all this good grass. Do you guys see a lot of weeds here? There's maybe a little bit of weed here, but some would say that's is that a yellow dot? Some might say that's an herb, right? And then, and the sheep will eat that. But they'll eat all the really good stuff. And then they'll meander over there, and then 3 or 4 days later, it's come back a little bit, and they'll eat that good stuff again. It kills it. And so, but what happened to the weeds? Well, the weeds kept growing, and the good stuff got eaten down. And so you'll double your weeds and have your edibles in a year. And if you rotational graze, the opposite will happen. You'll double your edibles and have your weeds. Your edibles grow back faster. this briar, which by the way, you see any leaf on that? There's some starting to come back. But guess what? The sheep love it. This multiflora rose. The cow farmer's like, spray or whatever. Get it up. Well, the cows won't touch it, but then the sheep come behind, they eat that, and then they come back. And then, so if you had your cows in a smaller area, they would at least step on this and slow it down. If you had sheep, they would eat the leaves, and they do that 2 or 3 times, and that is going to die. Okay, so you move for the recovery of the land, but then you move for their health, the pest cycle, not the pest, well pest, but parasite cycle. The parasite cycle, 45 days at least. Sometimes we push that. We're okay with it in the spring. We're moving quick. We move quick over the farm, and we might do it 30 days, and I think that's okay once or twice. So the pest cycle. So who knows where the cows and the other sheep are going to be, and we wouldn't want them. If that was their next rotation, and the Nacho had been there, they're going to be all up in Nacho's manure. So we just keep that separate. Makes sense? What'd you say?
You want to take his time? You guys do? You have to know how to weld. So you have to fix the idea.
That it? Cool. Well, all those who were in line for a photo, let's get back up there. I'll see if I can't round Rebecca out.
They leave their ginger and they just harvest what they want. Of course, they're in Dallas, so
Yeah,
like
it's not the
that's
freeze.
8B, I think, something like that. So it really doesn't get like crazy cold there, but they let it die back and then it just comes back the next year. So they treat it pretty.
Okay.
Overall, we had such a fun time visiting their farm, and if you ever get the opportunity to do it, I would highly suggest it. It was so helpful to see everything in person. So thanks for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed seeing what it was like to spend the day on the Rhodes farm. We had a blast, and honestly, I'd love to go back again.